Hi Libra, I missed you. It's been a while. Turns out I have this crazy little habit, which apparently you guys are similar according to your reading, of go, 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 and not necessarily taking time for ourselves and taking care of ourselves. And so I got a mandatory timeout from the universe. I got sick, I was out of commission, but I'm back. You guys have 4 cards for the overall guidance and energy from your spirit guides. Starting out with the I-ching. For those of you who are unfamiliar, the I-ching is all about the book of change. The only thing in life that is ever guaranteed is that there will be change. You guys have card 52. Now this is found on page 41. 4 plus 1, 5. 5 is all about change. If you've ever tried to change someone else, you know how difficult change can be. So, let me tell you what this says. The quietness of rest. Mountains close together enhance each other's stillness and stability. They form a sanctuary where the demands of the world can be set aside and all movement ceases. When one enters into such a spirit of stillness, restlessness disappears. The heart is soothed into quietness. The time of keeping still will be followed by a time of movement. But for now, this moment is all that there is. When one enters into such a spirit of stillness, restlessness disappears. Yeah, sure. Movement or progression is going to follow. But for now, Libra, the moment is all there is. Let's pretend you are a pitcher for the Braves, the Dodgers, Red Sox. I could really give a shit less. But let's say you have the strikeout stats of Pedro Martinez. However, you refuse to take a seat on that bench and ever let anybody else pitch. What's going to happen? You certainly aren't going to have very many seasons before you have an injury or you start to lose your accuracy or your strength or your speed because you're freaking tired. Even the best have to rest. The Major League Baseball, they have acknowledged this. And now, guess what? They have a 5-man starting rotation for pitchers. This is set up so they can rest. How many man rotation? 5. So while change isn't easy, Libra, it is necessary. And it's only going to be as difficult or as drawn out as you choose to make it. Next, we have Surrender to Spirit. This is from the Surrender deck. Once you've done everything you can to achieve a goal, turn the situation over to the divine. Let Spirit work its magic for you. Libra, you can only do so much before you have to let go and let God. The law of attraction is proof that if you stop trying to force something, it will come to you so much quicker. It will be a smooth transition, and it will be so much better than you could have ever imagined. The last 2 come from the Native Spirit deck. You have Warrior of the Heart. Some of the best warriors in history weren't necessarily those who injured the most people. Rather, those who had such a personal power within them that their opponent lay down their weapons rather than battle. Libra, you are a light bearer for others. So rather than going to battle with yourself and continuing to feed those old thought patterns or those belief systems, lay down your weapons and step into your truth. Live from your heart. Demand respect from others and of yourself. Next, we have the medicine man, medicine woman. You are such a natural, sacred healer, Libra. This card is your Jeff Foxworthy moment. Like, here's your sign. You are at the advent of healing emotional, physical, mental wounds. Allow this healing to occur so that you can move forward and you can heal others. Now we come to your work, career, and finance. 5 cards. No matter what I did, I could not have these cards not keep coming back out. So we start with the moon reversed. Sitting within the walls of uncertainty or that uncomfortable state is important because it allows us to produce questions that need to be asked. But we also have to be patient. Breathe. Don't just jump ship. The Two of Pentacles. 2s are always going to be cards of balance. And this card says, the same as everything else in this reading, you need to rest so you can establish a healthy balance within your life. So focus on the 2 things that you need to balance out in life. Sure, pentacles are money, right? But time is money too. And we can't spend all of our time worrying about money. The Magician. The Magician happens to be the second card in tarot. While it's technically card number 1, it's the second on the list. Making the best use of that magic within you. After having some patience, finding some balance, we can bring out this magic that we have. This is the guy who gets shit done, and he knows his value because he's shown appreciation by others. So find your balance so you can let your magic soar. The Two of Wands, yet another 2, another card of balance. But this is fire. This is wands. This is fast forward movement. All I'm going to say with this, Libra, is there's always going to be the shadows in the background. There's always going to be the skeletons in the closet. The stories of who we were in the past and how things have played out in the past. But you cannot let that depict or control how you move forward and what happens when you move forward. Just remember, fire can keep us warm, but it can also burn our house down. So if you're constantly trying to run from the shadows behind you, you might just snag a curtain and catch the whole house on fire, okay? You need to turn around, face that shadow, face that person lurking behind you, and deal with it, okay? Lastly, we have the Queen of Swords. Cool your jets, Einstein. That's what... Lastly, we have the Queen of Swords. She's like, yeah, I am just gonna sit here and I'm gonna be surrounded by stone and I'm going to hold my sword and I'm gonna dump out all of my water in my pitcher because I'm gonna leave all the emotions behind. But you need to cool your jets, Einstein. Even if you have all the problems of the world figured out, you don't need to broadcast it to the world. You need to be mindful of boundaries and emotions and how your words and what you cut can affect people that are around you. Coming back to boundaries. Libra, sometimes you guys aren't the greatest at making boundaries, setting boundaries, establishing those boundaries, but you need to get rid of the chicken wire and you need to put up some cattle panels. You need to create those boundaries. You need to be willing to not let others control your emotions. Perhaps that's where you should use your sword. Okay? Then we have your love and romantic relationships. And we have acceptance and inner child. There is nothing in your life to fix. Only the disowned parts of you that yearn for love and acceptance. You are beautiful, just as you are. Regardless of any faults that you may perceive that you have, you are an eternally radiant being of light. Accept all that you are and just be you. When you truly accept yourself, your whole world will magically and lovingly transform. What is there to fix, Libra? Nothing. Who disowned these parts of you? You. You are a radiant being of light. When you can truly accept yourself, your whole world will transform. Again, we create our own reality. We will eventually begin to believe what we tell ourselves. Make sure what you're telling yourself is positive. Then we have inner child. Nurture your inner child and begin to express the awesome beauty you hold within you. We live in a world where a formula exists for everything. Yet, love and creativity have no formula. They don't need to be studied or researched. They just simply need to be nurtured. You need to regularly set aside some time to just play. This is so true in the world of Libras that I know. I work in an ambulance setting, and I work with so many different Libras. Everything that we do is supposed to fit into some algorithm, some flowchart, some formula. But learning how to talk to our patients, to have compassion, is all the same as love and expressing our own creativity. There's no algorithm for it. Set aside that time. Allow yourself to play. Everything is all about rules and regulations, and we're allowed to do this and not allowed to do that. And Libra, you're always about like balance and rules and justice and blah blah blah, and the scales. Fuck the scales. Go run in the sprinkler. Go sledding. Wherever you are in the world, let your inner child be. Let them play. And remind yourself how much fun you really can be. Lastly, I only did this for Cancer, I believe was the other sign. But I want to read a postcard from Spirit. The one that came through for you guys is Dearest You. A rigid tree branch breaks under the strong winds. Yet, flexible seaweed survives the powerful ocean swells. Right now, we gently remind you that being flexible is a good choice when faced with life's challenges. Surrender your fixed ideas to Spirit, who know what is in your highest good and can deliver to you what you need in an appropriate form. In the moment, rather than fighting or being too sure of your way working out, be a little looser and allow for another outcome. Compromise can be the best way forward if you are to learn new ways of doing things, new ways of seeing. Stay aware, curious, and teachable. Take life on life's terms. Your purpose may push you in a direction not on your map, but let it be. Be so flexible that no storm can uproot you. In the end, you will still be rooted in the world, in the abundance, and you will indeed experience the beauty that is yours. We love you so much. It's there, Libra. All of your happiness, your abundance, the life that you dream It's there. But there's also divine timing. Just like I told, I believe it was Leo. Life isn't brought to us like our food in a drive-thru. Sometimes we don't get to pick whether there is onion on our burger. And you don't get a free ice cream cone if it takes a little bit longer than what's expected. But you still get a meal. Okay? Thank you guys so much for those of you who did not unsubscribe while I was gone. I appreciate you more than you know. I'm always here if you need me. All that shit is in the description box below. I love you much. And I will see you in December. Until then, bye-bye.